Hey, good morning, my friends, my YouTube friends out there. Welcome to another sketch live stream. To this morning, I had some time dedicated to sketching and putting together some thumbnail storyboards and having some fun with that. And hopefully you can join me. And as I'm sketching along here, started this morning and just starting to put some sketches together and just having some fun with this. So welcome to the live stream. Welcome to my channel. My name is Paul Angeli. I am a storyboard artist and hanging out and drawing a little bit with you today. Today I have sort of the theme. I wanted to draw some planes and do some stuff like that. So I just started playing around this morning a little bit and I said, you know what, I'm going to have my friends on YouTube join me on this journey in terms of what you're doing. If this is your first time here to the channel, welcome. Super appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Like I said, my name is Paul Angeli and I'm a storyboard artist, and my channel is pretty much dedicated to helping others out there, sharing my processes and journey with you as you are learning the craft or enhancing or leveling up the craft of visual storytelling, which includes storyboarding for live action or animation, or if you're a comic book artist or an illustrator. But putting your images into stories in terms of how you're doing it. So anyways, there's plenty of content on the channel for you to review. So take the time and watch a few of those videos. There's well over 200 videos for you to learn from. I got Ode 10 Cafe. Yes, I made it. Awesome. Couldn't catch you last night live stream, but caught the replay. Cool. So yesterday I had a live stream and we talked about how do you get time to do your art? How do you make time? I'm busy just like you. I struggle with work family balance. You have work to do. You got to pay your mortgage. You got to pay your bills. You got to take care of the kids. If you're a little bit older, you got family stuff to deal with. You're busy all the time. You're taking care of this or that, or you might be a student and you're learning and you're going to school and trying to make the most out of your college experience to get that job you always wanted to have. There's just so many different things that we have to do. And yesterday's live stream was a cool live stream. If you get a chance to watch it, go ahead and watch it. And I was really trying to teach everybody, we only have finite time. And hey, Buddha Belly, what's going on? Good morning, my friend. And each of us only have finite. We got 24 hours in a day. And I relate my day really just a good metaphor as a battery, And with a battery, you have your, we use this for energy, and there's only so much energy in this battery. And I sort of think it as your camera battery or your phone battery. How much juice you got left. You only have so many hours in the day. You only have so much time to get your things done. You're already sleeping for so long. You're sitting there going to work to pay for your basic necessities to live and enjoy your life and those type of things. And you're depleting every hour, and so how do you spend those hours throughout your day? And everybody's always asking me all the time, well, how do you get time to do this stuff? Well, I schedule the time. I give myself time to do this. I hold myself accountable too, because being here on the live stream with you friends, I am holding myself accountable to what I'm doing. But what I do is I dedicate so much of my day each day and to sketching and drawing. Yes, I do work. Yes, I do this all day, but also too, I have time dedicated to chunks of time where I'm sketching and just having fun, trying new things, experimenting, seeing where I can go. And so much of this battery I'm dedicating to that process of learning, or as I was talking about yesterday, the pink pen, put as much action in as possible. It's one thing to learn, but also to execute. You execute and you learn by practicing what you do, and putting that pencil mileage in and learning and doing those type of things. And I think it is so important to be practicing all the time and learning with that practice that it's fruitful practice. It's helping you get better at what you're doing, and how do you do that? I think it is so important. So I dedicate my time to show that you can get this stuff too done yourself. And, this is sort of my process of getting those things done and how to do it. So anyways, I was scheduling a little bit today, and I was doing some sort of military sort of looking characters and stuff like that. Today I'm just using my Pentel P207 pencil. I'm just using a number 2 HB school pencil. I got my white eraser too. So I was just drawing today and just sort of having fun with this and trying different things. I wanted to storyboard a little bit too for you. I was working on a little bit of a sequence here as we're talking. And so when I'm sketching, I'm just having fun. I usually use my sketchbook when I'm traveling, but for what I'm doing right now, I am just using some copy paper to do this. So got a lot of cool people. I got Abby, I got Ace, I got Ode 10 Cafe, I got Buddha Belly hanging out with us. One of these days I will take you guys up on the drawing of request drawings and things like that. So, I will definitely take a look. I do have some drawing of the female and female anatomy, female faces and things like that. So check out the playlist, and I usually it's sketching after hours. You could find that, Ace. Or excuse me, Abby, you can find that process there. Ace, I can give you a tip, trust the process and keep going. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great tip, everybody. It's just trust the process. It takes time to do this stuff. It's not immediate, it's not instant. You got to put the time into it to get the max out of it. But, my big thing is, like I said, you only have so much battery every day. You got 24 hours. We all have the same 24 hours. How do you use the energy in this battery to get what you need done? I was amazed seeing that the average American watches 2 hours and 55 minutes of television every single day by one of the research studies I was looking at. And it's just it's amazing. And you sit there and you calculate that times 7 days a week. That's like somebody's part-time job, sitting there watching movies or binge watching Netflix and those type of things. So if you really want to get into the craft of visual storytelling, whatever it is, but just drawing and in general, whatever it is, watch a couple less movies. Turn off Netflix, turn off Prime, Hulu, whatever your Freevee, whatever you're watching, and sort of getting and focus on you and your work of what you're trying to do. So anyways, just some fun advice to do it. And, that's how I make time. The other thing I thought was interesting too, just people with their phones, the average person is doing 5.5 hours, usage of their phone per day, whether they're streaming on that platform, which a lot of people use their phone. But that was an interesting study too. And then in that same study, it was like people check their phones 96 times on average per day. So, whatever it might be, checking the time, checking this, and you add all that time up, you just bought yourself a lot of time that you can practice. Go take a course, buy an online course, watch free stuff on YouTube like you're doing right now. There's always a possibility. So how do you make the time to do it? Anyway, so I was drawing these characters and sketching these around. So if you want to learn more about what I was talking about, check out last night's live stream about how to work on that time to get that done. So anyway, just having fun with this. I was just doing a lot of sketching here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to board a little bit. I got some precursor stuff I was sketching earlier. So let's sort of have some fun with this. And let me use this pencil. Let me just sort of draw out my boards here. So I got stuff mocked up so I can get this done. So let's storyboard together a little bit while we're hanging out. Try to do 4 shots here. I'm not using my pens today. I just said I'm gonna play with pencil, So if you have a pencil lying around, you can use your pencils. I sort of have this sort of set up a little bit like a Miyazaki and Kante sort of storyboard. So I can leave some notes over here. I was learning a little bit more about Miyazaki, and he has something called Ikante, and it's sort of like his boards of how he draws. Thanks so much, Ace. Appreciate you subbing. And where he has, if you look at any type of the storyboard work from Miyazaki, I know we're talking animation. I'm sort of drawing more live action right now, but he sort of had the process where he has his every shot filled out over here, and then over here he had different vertical columns with different notes that he would write that pertain to each shot. And if you look at any of the work that Miyazaki did for his animation, whether it be Spirited Away, Totoro, or whatever, you could sort of see all that information that pertains to the panels. So I was playing around, learning about that, and just having a little fun. So let me move this a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. So here, I'm gonna play with this and just call it Spitfire. Boom. Okay, so I got my boards here. So I'm just gonna start drawing here. Just have some fun. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat while we're hanging out. So when I'm boarding and I'm thinking, I just sort of lay stuff out a little bit and just sort of come up with what I'm doing here. Yeah, The Boy and the Heron. Hey, Chitna, how's it going? Is great. I haven't seen it yet. I got to check it out. Very good stuff. But yeah, I was learning a lot about, I know I did a master study on Miyazaki, and on one of my live streams over there, and I was just researching his storyboards, and I caught somebody's information on his style there with the Ikante of how he puts his things together. So when I'm trying to work really loose when I'm drawing like this, and I had one fighter there. I wanted another fighter. I'm gonna have another plane. I'm gonna have it right here. So if you're thinking, I'll just draw the line in there. So if you're thinking a little bit too, I'm looking at this portion here, the rule of thirds. So, we're looking at these spots right there. So I'm gonna have an additional, fighter plane right here in that plane. Let me see here. I want that plane just right here. So the camera picks up that plane. We're not gonna get a lot of detail with it, but we just wanna see it coming in there into the shot. Boom. And this guy, let's get some, he's firing. And the bullets are whizzing past on this fighter right here. And maybe there's a third fighter, a Spitfire. Maybe it's coming over here. coming over this way. And we're showing that real quick. Drawing equals fun. Hey, what's going on? Do you draw out every expression made or every camera move? Good question. I know you asked that to me earlier, Buddha Belly, and when I have some time, I'm home tomorrow. I'll definitely answer your questions there for that. But it depends on the sequence. If I'm looking at something like Miyazaki, he's gonna do a lot of detail in each of those shots, like boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, because you want to see all that detail. I think for a lot of the work that I do, it's like, do you when you're doing that stuff? Yeah, sure. If it's major, think of it as like beats. If you don't need to have 3 images of a character being happy or mad, be very cognizant of how many drawings you're doing. If it hits the beat, meaning that it hits the story narrative, what you're trying to do that beat. And then, draw the next thing. And some shows like Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they want to see every expression. They want to see every single thing because in that type of world, when it goes to in production pipeline, it will literally just be animated. It's pretty much animated before it even hits the animators. So there's all different ways, and there's no correct way. So you have to do what's good for you. If you're trying to show that there's a lot of emotion or something like that, when it talks to movements, you don't need to show every movement. And there's a lot of debate, like, how, a lot of storyboarders are almost doing pure, almost animation, in terms of what they're doing is the back and forth between the production pipeline. So I don't think there's a right answer or wrong answer in terms of what you're asking. It's like, what do you think is best for what you're doing? If there's minute changes in that shot of that person, I don't need to show every image of somebody smiling or being happy to have the one to move on. It's going to take you more time to do it. And I'm always looking at ways to cut down time and do that type of stuff. So anyways, I hope that helps you out. And we could talk later in more detail. So, and the same thing with camera moves. Sometimes you can show the camera move with your directional arrows. So if I have this shot here with the plane, and the plane is, right here, and I'm going to be moving the camera, I would be just showing the camera move, the pan, like that. I don't need to show it. Or unless some storyboard artists, what they'll do is they'll stitch together those shots. And then actually when they are, the animatic is being created, they'll just, think about it this way. Like they'll stitch all the 3 images, and then they'll just grab that part and just show it moving it along too. So if there is your subject, they'll just move it along. So let me move it like that. So it's stitched together, and there's a couple different ways to do it in terms of what you're talking about. Ace, do you take drawing requests? I don't at this time. But maybe that's something we could do in the future. I'm about ready to start a membership program over here too, so we can have some group discussions or draw live or whatever we're trying to do for that. So anyway, what we can do here, even like what I'm trying to show you too, Buddha Belly, is say I have this shot right here, and I want to zoom in and have the camera focus. Okay, so you got this guy, this Spitfire. Let's get him in a little bit so we can see him. He's closer to us, so we're gonna focus on him. A little bit here, so let's color him in just a tad bit. So we got this fighter here, and the guy's inside. Hey, you got the propeller wings, and you have this guy over here. So what we could do is I would, if I wanted, going to this shot here, we can put a box around this, and then just have our camera and tell our cameraman, we're gonna go like that. We're gonna zoom into that shot, you know, and you know, we're gonna push in, and we want to see this shot as the fires go around, and you got that. We'll play around with the special sound effects, and you know, as the plane is flying by, and then you see your arrows, you know, going towards this shot here, and then that shot. So if this is shot 1, this would be shot 2, and then we would go ahead and have that close up of that other plane, this plane right here. Maybe we have a separate, you know, a signifying, you know, marking on it, so we know that that's the same plane. We'll add the same plane, you know, here too, as we're drawing this particular shot. So do the same type of thing. We're a little bit closer to him so we see his tires on his plane. We have the propeller showing some action there. And then we have all the, if we're thinking about it, and then I got all the blasts. Coming off the plane, going, you know. And we have the same thing over here. If you're enjoying what you're watching, friends, appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel and help support the channel. It's absolutely free, which is cool. Get some storyboard instruction for absolutely free. That's pretty cool. In a world where we have to pay for so much stuff. The engine in there. Yeah, I have to go back and get some reference material, but you know, the other thing I want to see is I want to see all the bullets just flying into the air. I usually play around with this. It's so much fun. I enjoy storyboarding and telling stories, and it's like, you know, it's just a lot of fun. And then you can sort of get some of my processes. Fenori X, what's going on? Hello, how you doing? So I'm always having fun with this. So if you think about it, we've drawn a couple quick panels or quick shots here for our Spitfire, you know, sort of sequence. I got 1, 2. This is shot 1, shot 2. We sort of have the camera is set on this first Spitfire. It's flying through, you know, and there's 2 opposing antagonists, or this might be the antagonist, and these are protagonists, you know, shooting back. The camera is going to push in to this particular plane that's just firing away. And, you know, right here, it's right on the rule of thirds, so where our eye is focused right here as that plane is flying through, and this one's coming at you, and, you know, you have this plane here, which is this plane. So I'm just trying to give you some parallels here. So this plane is this plane. So maybe we'll color it different or shade it. Right now, I'm just thumbnailing right now and just having fun with this particular shot. And we're having some fun here. And so the next thing we want to show is, you know, the shooting. Okay, this is the firing away. Okay, and in this shot here, we're gonna have some fun with this one. Is right here. And so we want to show some damage to this plane that was up in front here. So let's just say we want to see the damage, okay? And, I was talking about the Miyazaki, maybe over here, we want to see bullets cut through Spitfire wing. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing right there. And there's plenty of, storyboard books on Miyazaki's work and sort of how he does it. I just saw this style. I thought it was sort of cool, and I was playing around with it. I try to always be learning when I'm drawing. So I'm drinking my coffee while we're talking here. But good stuff. So we said hi to Fenori X, Ode 10 Cafe. Composition is finally beginning to make more sense to me after watching more films. Yeah, when you're doing that reverse storyboarding, Ode 10 Cafe, it really gives you an idea of how a film is made. And you sort of like look at movies like Dunkirk and stuff like that. Might be a reference movie I might go back and look at, or there's just all different things that you can. And when you study films, you just sort of get the idea what's engaging. That's one thing I like about Todd McFarlane when he was drawing Spider-Man for Marvel is like it didn't matter how the image looked or the quality of anatomy and drawing. It was like he just wanted to wow you with every shot. Like, man, I want to be. Yeah, I could see this, and I'm right there, and man, and maybe I could add another shot in here, and it's like you get the close up of the guy, and pulling the hitting the trigger, on the stick or whatever, and you can really get into it. So I'm glad you're studying Ode 10 Cafe. Sarah Hernandez, what are you drawing? It looks cool. I'm just having fun doing some storyboards here and thumbnailing and sharing a little bit. You can see some of the other stuff I was drawing earlier, and check out the channel. Super appreciate the support. I'm a storyboard artist. My name is Paul Angley, and I have this channel. The channel's almost my baby is almost a year old pretty soon. Over here on the Paul Angley YouTube channel, and this channel is dedicated to share my processes and journey with folks that are either learning, about storyboarding and visual storytelling, or you're a storyboard artist already and you're trying to level up your work and get better at what you're doing. And I used to teach college, so I was a college instructor, and so I had a lot of buddies say, "Hey, come on, start teaching online, start showing, teaching a little bit more." So. I enjoy the process, and I'm humbled that you guys want to see what I'm up to and what I'm drawing. So I'm just practicing. I'm not doing this for any particular film or project or anything. I just had this idea, and I'm just playing with it. So cool. Ode 10 Cafe says, and going through the framed ink books, yeah, Mateo's work is absolutely phenomenal. I think those are some core visual composition / really cinematic looking thoughts that he has, and I don't own his books, but I've definitely seen them, and I think and I've watched a lot of his YouTube work too. Just check it out. I think it's great stuff, and I'm glad you're studying that way. Got to get ready for work. I'll catch you to catch the recording. Yeah, no problem. Happy you can join me. Yeah, I got to get ready to go back to work too. I've been rolling here for a little bit, a half an hour right now. So we'll go ahead and finish up these last couple frames, but I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. If you're liking what you see, throw a like down, throw a little quick comment. Super appreciate, tell us the YouTube algorithm, hey, we want to see more of Polly's stuff. So awesome. And again, the channel is absolutely free. There's a ton of learning here, absolutely for free. So go check it out, and use it a la carte. You pick those topics. If you're working on, how do you go from a script to an animatic? I have it all there for you. If you're trying to learn about frame composition, how do you make more things? How do you make storyboards easy for yourself? There's so much different things to learn from. So go ahead and have some fun and check out the website. Subscribe. It's free. actually free learning for free, which is awesome. And if you so want to support the channel in other ways, I have some links to my Buy Me a Coffee channel. I'm not supported, I'm not sponsored by Buy Me a Coffee. It's just a platform I use for tip donations because I run on caffeine a lot. So, if you tip me a coffee, that's always appreciative of that. And plus, I just launched my, about a month ago, I launched my mentorship program. So if you want one-on-one mentoring, you can check that out too. And I'm about ready to launch some other programming for those of you that really want to get heavy duty into visual storytelling. So it's Bernie, or it's Barry. It's Barry. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I like the watermelon there. That's cool. Fenoriax, where I live, we have an annual animation competition. I got third this year, but part of the pre-production is a mandatory storyboard. Do you have any tips for quick but readable storyboards? Cool. Well, hey, first of all, Finery X, congratulations. That's awesome. Good for you. What country is that? Or where are you from? That you have an annual animation competition. That's cool. Well, congratulations on your big win there. That's awesome. It shows that you're really dedicated to what you're doing. I think when you're storyboarding, for me, I think it's think in silhouette a lot. And if you could sort of see, I'm not doing a lot of detail these plans. I can go get some reference and, really put all the logos and engine parts and smoke and all that type of stuff. But if you keep everything to silhouette, you can leave it really readable. That's why I tend to work in pens most of the time. I'm working in pencil today because that's what I had sitting in front of me. But, that's a couple suggestions there to work quicker, is to work, in silhouette or just the outline of what you're doing. It helps you get more panels done or more shots done. That's why I try not to use pencil, but I'm doing the opposite right now. But with that there, and that helps a lot to help you get quicker at what you're doing. And I'm not looking for, when I'm drawing like this, I'm not looking for perfection or anything like that. I'm just like, how do I get this done? Because what I want to show here is that the bullets are piercing the plane's wings. So I'm not really worried about this part of the plane here. I just want to show the wing, and we could, zoom in a little bit or push into that. Those bullets are coming out. It's coming out. There's bullets flying everywhere. We know we're in the air. So if you're thinking about it, it's like I'm just trying to get that initial shot down. I might darken it in over here because I want to stay focused on this part, and I can move this shot a little bit. Remember that rule of thirds? Rule of thirds is looking like this, so I want to sort of keep that as you're looking at this, that rule of thirds. I want us to sort of stay focused on that. I might even move the wing over a little bit too, to show that off, in terms of what we're doing. But you got the first plane here, which is coming through, and it's boom, the wing, the propeller is going, boom, it's got the tires clinked in here, you got the other plane, we're pushing into this plane here, here's that shot too of that plane just firing off, and we could go even closer, just sort of like in the Matrix, and you start to see all the bullet casings just going, going like that. This guy's still firing on this plane here. You see the wing there, so we darken this up a little bit like this. And it's a, it's just like, or you can do it something like a Spielberg type of thing, where it's like, 1, 2, 3, like, type of thing. And as we go closer, we get closer to that. That'd be sort of fun to do. And then the last thing I'm gonna draw here is I'm gonna have that's shot 3 is the damage. Shot 4, we're gonna go inside the cockpit, and we're gonna be just going crazy here. So maybe we go like this. Dominic Everest, what's yes, we're drawing machines. Yeah, yes, you are. Yeah, I've been asked for machines. I've been asked for cars. I've been asked for planes. Get to the chopper. I have to do some chop. I had a chopper last night on the cover of last night's stream. And then I was asked to do a lot more on landscapes and stuff like that. So we're drawing some, not just drawing pretty girls. And that was the first thing everybody asked for me. Draw some pretty girls, Polly. But I said, no, we're going to be working on this. Buddha Bellier. I'm just having fun. I guess I'm too caffeinated right now. But that's, I'm just sort of sharing what I see in my head. And, if I can entertain myself, I know I can entertain others in terms of what I'm doing. So right now I'm just drawing this sort of shot. And what I'm thinking in my head is I want to show the altimeter, we're going crazy. I'd have to look at one just to, let's just say this is the altimeter. Here it's going, showing what's going on. This is sort of the dashboard here. And we got all sorts of dials going on here. It's going crazy. Boop, 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 boop. We got our... I'd have to look to see what a Spitfire... We got the guy's hands in there. Have to look at. Let's do like I got the stick, because you'd want to show the stick here. Change the. I'd have to look to see how a Spitfire, inside a Spitfire, I've never seen how to take a look. Assume he has some sort of gloves on or something. Yeah, this is where when you're drawing and you're bored and stuff, it's like, how do I get some data points there? So it's time to do some research here of him. We're inside the plane. The dash of the plane here. Yeah, it'd be something that I would have to go get some in terms of everything there. Cool. So we have that. So over here, I'm just gonna put a note in there. Research. Cockpit of Spitfire. But anyways, there's some basic, storyboard, doing this all together. We did some initial drawings today and sort of played around with that a little bit. And then we did this sequence, 4 shots in this particular sequence. So I hope you learned a little bit today and had some fun. I'm gonna call it a final here and cut off the live stream. I've been going for almost 40 minutes here, but again, appreciate you joining in. Please take the time, throw a like and a comment on this particular live stream. Super appreciate that. Appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to sort of either drop in or you're watching this on the replay. Thanks so much for watching. Super appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. I know we're all busy in our lives. Don't forget my little chat earlier about being the battery and how much battery you have each day. And if you're dedicated to drawing and storyboarding, you got to get in and get it knocked out, friends. And again, subscribe to the channel, absolutely free. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little dingy bell button so you're notified every time I post a live stream, a video, or short. Anyways, you guys have a fantastic, beautiful day. Go off and go tell your stories now. Take care. Have a great day, everybody.